Good morning, everyone, and thank you once again for joining us today for our backup and disaster recovery webinar. By the way, my name is Quenna Que, and I'm one of the business unit heads from VBusiness, where my team under KUBE Services specializes in helping clients start their cloud journey on AWS. And with today's session, backup and DR is actually one of the first steps that a company can do to start their cloud journey. So I'm really excited for our session today. So moving on to our agenda, we'll be talking about the importance of backup and disaster recovery. We'll also cite some use cases where we can use backup and disaster recovery, and also a short introduction about our company and how we can assist our clients or hopefully you guys in the future. Okay, so I would just like to share this quote as well from Confucius. So he says that a greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. And this quote actually also applies in the business setting. So a company's capability to recover its operations after a disaster can actually make or break its reputation to its customers and also to its stakeholders. So we've also experienced with the pandemic, we have seen a lot of companies that were able to adapt immediately by implementing work from home or by moving their operations online. And sadly, we also have seen some companies that had to temporarily stop their operations, or even worse, they had to completely close their company because they lack the speed to adapt to the ever changes that is happening in our government, or even in the changes on how the customer wants the services to be delivered to them. And being able to respond to this type of disasters is not just because we have a pandemic right now, because pandemic can also come in a form of natural disasters like fire, floods, or earthquakes, or even man-made like cyber attacks or terrorism. So having a company's capability to be able to respond to this kind of disasters really helps them maintain their business continuity and operations. Now, talking about the importance of backup and DR, so why do we need to back up our data? Why is it so important for a company to back up their data? Now, simply put, because we don't want to lose it. We back up something because we know that that data or those files has importance to our business, is very important to our operations, because we know also that losing those data can impact not just our business but also how our brand is conceived by the public, and of course the trust that we worked to gain from our customers. We also want to have a backup NDR because first we want to manage the risk that we expose our business to. So being able to manage our risk means that we would be able to back up our data to prevent from losing it permanently during a downtime. We also want to implement backup for the purpose of security and compliances. Now, if you're a company that has an ISO certification or working to getting ISO certified, backup is actually one of the crucial areas that they would also look into. So we definitely need to work on backup and DR if we're working on to getting compliances like ISO. One thing also is for security matters. Backup is very important for us to have a plan B in case that our operations fail. It also helps us in complying as well to government protocols or requirements. Like for example, in BIR, we need to have a backup of our financial statements digitally for up to 10 years. And without backup, we cannot comply to that. Lastly is for business continuity purposes. Now, the speed of a company to respond to a disaster and be able to get back on track the soonest time is very crucial. As we all know, lost time is lost business for the company. And during the time that your system is down, your operations are down, it's the time where your competitors try to win over your customers. And during those times, you not only lose money from the operations business standpoint, but you also lose the customers that were loyal to you because they were satisfied with your services. But if your company is not able to get back on track, then you lose that trust, and it's a very big thing for every company to lose their customers. That's why it's very important to have a reliable and working backup and DR for your company. Now, what are the benefits of backing up in AWS? Now, one of the reasons why we position AWS as our partners when providing backups and disaster recovery solutions for our clients is first because of the pay as you go model. So, meaning you purchase AWS services as you need them. So, you only pay for what you use. And this is very helpful for companies that are working on a tight budget or working on a strict compliance of expenses. So with AWS pricing, there are no upfront fees, there's no termination penalties or long-term contracts. So it's based on what you consume, that's only what you pay for. And quite very similar to how our utilities work, right? Like for example, on our electricity or water consumption. So the more that you use your electricity, the more that you use your water at your homes, then that corresponds to the payment that you have to pay for the utility companies, right? So similar with AWS, so you only pay for the storage and backing up your data or your files on based on the amount of files being stored on the cloud. Now, another good thing of storing your AWS in storing in AWS is because of the durability. So with Amazon S3 and with Amazon Glacier or Glacier Deep Archive, it's designed to have 99.119 so percent of durability. So there's really a one in a lot of million times that your files would be corrupted. Second is for security purposes. So with AWS, they provide a number of options for access control and data encryption. So you can actually encrypt your data while in transit and at rest. So you are able to have that peace of mind that whatever you stored in AWS, you can encrypt it during transit or even while after storing it in the cloud. And then there's also a way for you to streamline your backup operations and restore backup data quickly and efficiently to meet your RTO or your recovery time objective and RPO or recovery point objectives. So for our customers, before we propose to them a solution for backup, we first try to identify and try to work backwards with them. What are your current recovery time during a disaster? How long does it take you to recover from a disaster um, from your operations? And for the recovery point is how much data are you willing to lose? Is it a day? Is it a week? Or is it a few hours? So from there, we work on your goals, we work on your targets, and then work backwards with you how we can help you achieve that going towards AWS. And then we also with AWS, you can perform non-disruptive and low-effort migrations to cloud through backups using data transfer services of AWS. So later on during the webinar, this would be discussed what are your options when migrating your data going to AWS. Okay. Next is what are the use cases? So I've cited here a few of our clients. Um, like for example, for one engineering company, we help them do a backup of their files. So 20 terabyte worth of data from their on-premise servers has been moved and back up in AWS S3. And they are even still planning for the next year to move additional 45 terabyte to S3 and 41 terabyte to Amazon Glacier for their archiving. So these are mostly AutoCAD files, design architecture files that they have, instead of spending money on buying additional hardware servers because their servers were due for refresh, they opted to move it into AWS to save on expenses, and again, to have that pay as you go model, to save on expenses. Next is for a petroleum company. So what they did is they implemented a pilot light DR. So this is like the second step of of a disaster recovery setup. So with pilot light DR, their SAP, as part of their business continuity plan, they try to divert their connection from multiple branches into the cloud as a failover plan for their SAP running on their on-premise servers. So with this setup, their RPO and RTO improved from 1 day to an hour. So it really helped a lot for the company to be able to sustain their operations even despite of a disaster that may happen in the future. So as part also of our setup, we help the clients do some DR drill at least once a year for us to make sure and maintain that the RPO and RTO targets are still being met despite of the growing data that they have with their SAP. And then third is for the media company. We help them migrate their streaming application to AWS, and they also use the S3 not just for storing and archiving 4 terabyte worth of media files. They actually also use the S3 as part of their streaming application to be able to to be able to deliver the content like video content to their customer in a smoother experience. So the improved business flexibility also for files being accessible for work from home content creators for the employees. So they've also used S3 as a shared repository files for all their content creators working from home during this pandemic. So again, with the S3, it has a lot of use cases. So not just for simple backup, we can use it as a part of your applications in storing your contents like files, images, videos, and from the simple backup, we can work towards having like the pilot light TR, similar to the petroleum company client that we have. And then hopefully later on, if you're looking for a more aggressive RPO and RTO, we can do a warm or standby setup for your DR. So that's just a high level of it, and I'm sure a deeper topic would be discussed later on for our next speaker. So about us, about the company. So our mother company is Value Line. It has started in the industry way back in 2000, and from starting in 2000, Value Line was able to set up 3 companies. VBusiness, which focuses on cloud services for the customers, and we have our Strict Love Solutions Inc., which focuses on business innovations. This is our sister company and technical arm for business and research development as well as for our applications. And for B1G2 is our company focuses on securities. So B1GT is also the exclusive distributor of ESET antivirus here in the country. So with the experience working with AWS and with our experience in securities and development, we were able to develop different kinds of applications. One of them is KUBE, the team that I'm handling. So we help customers host their applications on AWS. We offer dedicated hosting, shared hosting. We also provide consultation services. If you're looking to have, if you already have, for example, an existing AWS infrastructure or environment, we also provide managed services wherein we help you manage and optimize your AWS environment for you to fully optimize and fully experience the benefits of the cloud. We also develop YesBot Chatbot, which is our interactive AI chatbot for customers that would like to implement a better user experience or customer support. So with YesBot Chatbot, you can set up frequently asked questions and use it for customers. Like for some, they use the Yesbot chatbot for booking interface for their company. Some they use it for like a consultation approach, while some use it for a marketing campaign for blasting promos to their customers. For Sunrays Media, this is a platform works similarly to like Netflix, so you can stream your videos online for the customers. This is developed fully compatible with AWS. So one of our media companies actually uses this platform to run ads for their end users as well. And then for Exa Cloud CRM, this is our customer relationship management tool that we are able to help companies streamline their pipeline for customers. So from the opportunity stage down to the closing and even up to the post sales support, you can manage your customers' transactions with Access CRM and also do forecasting for the sales report of your team. And then for ESET, so this is our antivirus security solutions for businesses and even for the enterprise level. So we can use ESET for securing not just our endpoints, but actually also our servers. And then, of course, with these applications like for Yesbo, Sunrays, XSRM, these are all powered by AWS. So we developed this application on top of the AWS solutions in order to make sure that it's secure, it is compliant, and it would work reliably on your based on your company's needs. And of course, giving importance to providing quality and security to our customers, we've also worked on getting certified for ISO 9001. So we are now compliant for ISO 9001 for quality management and also ISO 27001 for security management. So that's all about our company. We are also with VBusiness, so we are an advanced consulting partner. So we are a certified solutions provider. We also work with public sectors and also for immersion day partners. So for if, for example, you would like to have an immersion day session with your company, with your technical team, feel free to reach out to us, and we could set that date to discuss with you in depth how we can help your company start your cloud journey on AWS. So these are also some of the customers that we have helped start their cloud journey. So different from different industries, from different segments or focuses, but again, all are common, which is moving into AWS, moving or starting their cloud journey. And actually, most of them started with backup and DR. So we're really excited to our attendees today that hopefully we could meet or we can discuss on a further meet on a next meeting for us to help your companies start your cloud journey as well. So again, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Feel free to scan our QR code if you would like to visit our website or reach out to us in Facebook. After the session, feel free as well, or even send a message right now if you would like to set a meeting for us to discuss with your company what else we can do and help you with. So, again, thank you everyone and hope you enjoyed the rest of the session.